Did we get this? Is this the beginning of that next video? Did we start over? Did we get disconnected? Okay. What's happening? Is this did we get disconnected? Or is it just, did it keep going? Oh, we did get, okay, so this is just going to be the awkward beginning of a stream. Good for me. Hey, everybody, if you're tuning in, just got a little disconnected. Sorry about that. It's not really anything I did. It was just like the internet. But also maybe I was talking too much about this book. I need to make it, actually, is what the guides want to remind me. Is that I meant to do it maybe on the stream. Maybe that's the thing, is that what goes in the book is what's needed for and by all of us. Yes. And that it comes from me as much as it comes through me, as much as it comes, you know, for me and anybody else. Because I want to, because it's needed, because we've learned a lot since then. We thank our pioneers for the work that they did, but it's time that some of us pick up the slack around here. It's been decades since any of these old heads were in the game, and it seems like there's just only the old context, and we don't want to get to the points where we are in almost the same kind of way of, the Gloria or the religious sanctions that never update their text and become archaic institutions, right? So we need to say, hey, okay, this is great, but there's a lot to point out before we just like blindly keep following. We should be updating ourselves every whenever, otherwise, once more, you risk kind of becoming what you abhor. I'm looking for thread. This would be better if I had a needle, but I'm just going to tie it for now because I am hoping to add some pages in the middle, hopefully some pictures or something. But for now, I'm just going to do this. I'm thinking of the used. And the way your hands were shaking, rather waste my time with you. Waste my time with you. This is about love. So it is also Pride Month. Happy Pride to everybody. So this is the book of love. That's the point. Any of these things. And I think Ram didn't focus enough on love. Yes, that's and they think that they agree that I should do these things. I would have never thought to do it had they not shown up and said, yes, La. Yes, yes, La. You, La. It's been a very beautiful experience entirely. And I will go back, tell you some of my journey now. Because there are things that I remember as a time traveler, right? Very clear, very high definition. So many of my memories. And Yeah. Hi. Oh, it's very emotional, but in a very fulfilling way. How are you? Um, I was just going in about life and whatnot. My life and the book that I'm making. It's a zine, I guess, kind of. It's a long requested zine. You know what I mean? Okay. So, hyper definition memories. I think back to times where I was younger and knew less. Yes. Um, and I am awed at my young self for understanding and hearing so much of the same messages and the same people that I get now when I had no idea that necromancy and magic and tarot or any of this could and did exist, right? I'm very impressed with how much I grasped from those days. And I did always say, hey, oh, that'd be fun, that'd be cool. And everyone around me hated me, doubted me, exiled me, outcasted me. Bet. Go ask them. Go fucking ask them. Go ask anybody who's ever fucking known me what happened between us. Literally go ask anybody. He's crazy. He tried to kill me. She tried to kill herself. I don't fucking know. Yeah, cool. Go ask anybody. I think I wrote something about that. Yes. Something about going off the deep end. Either way, I'm very excited about the progress I've made in the past like couple months, taking these drastic fucking turns on the PMDD, as that really hurt and was part of the reason that it was like that for me. But another part is that I just wasn't going to ever be able to be ready until I was old enough and lived long enough to not only experience these things, but to appreciate them the way I fully do now. Having always known and having been so patient, even in the face of everyone I've ever met telling me I was not patient enough and impatient even. And I think it always irritated me because I would maybe get a little in the moment because I knew that I would be nothing until at least this time somehow, right? I was like, ah, yes, I'll get older someday. It'll make sense. I know that. How did I know that? I don't know. I never had confidence in my knowing, but I did always know. That is the worst. I mean, I couldn't think of anything really much worse than that. Not knowing something and finding out. Okay. Um, Not knowing something and finding it out, and being ecstatic for it and getting it anyways, but then knowing something, being ecstatic for it, and then not getting it because you're like, what the fuck? Well, I guess I'm wrong. And it's like, why can it be that you're not wrong, but you're also not getting it, if that makes sense, right? Like you could be right and it still could be not the time. It still could be correct. It still could be this and that. Um, and that's very hard, yeah. I'm thinking about that Albert Hoffman monologue, the placates the memories of my mind. Yeah, he I remind someone of Albert Hoffman, or maybe he wants to be channeled. Yeah, because you're watching stoned current events from the past. Maybe not. Kind of like watching it. Or I don't know who I'm talking to, but somebody's seen that monologue that I did. The quote. Yes, is that what this is? Oh, and I got to follow. So accurate or hi, how are you? Um, I'm good. Good. Okay. Um, cool. So just kind of chatting until I read from the book, but I'm not doing any tarot, so let's all refrain from asking. I'm not actually doing that good. I'm really sassy, even downright bitchy. Not super patient this evening, despite talking about how patient I am. Getting emotional, showing vulnerability, and then being an absolute bitch. Gotta love it. My apologies. Okay. Um, I'm making a zine, a book, a thing. I'm missing a couple letters, but I kind of want to glue the title to the pages. I don't know why. I'm just called to. Oh, I love that. Okay, that's cool. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. Um, because I did like a very short run web series, and I just like there was the 420 or the 1920 episode. Yeah, no, somebody is watching it. Somebody knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, that's so uncanny. And the thing is, like, again, the reason that I was just kind of going into like, I don't know if people think that I just have some kind of unbreakable, unshakable confidence in myself and in what I do because of my accuracy, but like, no. I don't know how else to explain that, like, it does wear on me every day to have people come to me and say, "Oh, I don't know if I really believe you. Like, I don't know if I really trust you. I don't know if I really, oh, well, why don't you? Shouldn't you?" And I don't know. And yeah, I guess, or, to get zero feedback is just as bad. When I put stuff out there and I'm like, especially if it's to like a smaller audience than a larger audience, and then like nobody can even say, "Oh, yeah, great." Or maybe too much, or it's just silent all the time. And I don't know why. I guess I just like it's crazy, right? Because I guess people assume that if I can sit here and do this creepy shit and be like that I would just know. No. No, 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 no. Because there's too many variables in the outside world to even trust a quantum opinion is so crazy. I would never rely on that. Would never rely on that. Ever. And so I do not seek validation in who I am. Obviously, obviously, I would have not developed this way. I would not have become this person. I would not do the things that I do, or dress the way that I do, or act the way that I do, or speak the way that I do, or make things that I make if I was doing any of this for validation. Listen, because like I've never. What are you talking about? It's like I'm very radical. Some people find it to be progressive. Some people think it's very cool, very forward, very fashion, very iconic, right? Other people are like, fuck no, fuck this, fuck that, fuck you, fuck it, fuck. Like the opposite, scared of it. Okay. Um, the people who maybe believe in these things, believe in me, like what I do, they feel like, what could they say to me when I always have something to say and I always have the perfect thing and the words, right? Uh, okay, cool, guys. So then it's just no one says anything, like nothing ever. Cool, great. So no one talks to me ever. So I'm just gonna be like, I ain't even alone. I'm just lonely for that because I think that people think well, I'm just assuming. I don't want to assume. Um, but there's just like it's so much heart that I put in everything that I do, and I'm very meticulous about it, and I'm very easy to work with despite the reviews, and yet nobody wants to. And I am like, well, yeah, no, I don't know. I actually don't know what else to do. I'm trying to not cave on wanting revenge on the people who have hurt me or done me wrong in the past and screwed me over in longer ways than I could have fathomed at the four at the time. Um, but I, instead try to move forward, try to move on. What am I moving forward and on to? Absolutely, literally nothing. But like, I'm trying anyways. Nothing. Literally nothing. Nothing. I am living every single day. It's not that. It's meticulous, but it's not that planned out. It's not like I don't know. Again, usefulness. We're not put on this earth to be useful. I think it's actually very useful to be able to live like this, to be tied to nothing and to have zero anchors and to be free. Because it teaches people a few things like one, could they do that? Two, would they want to do that? Three, is it what they think it would be? Four, am I happy? Right? All these things answered because I live it. So people get the opportunity to live vicariously through me as we all live vicariously through each other because we are all one. See how important the ego is? Yeah. What is the point without the ego? Who cares what's underneath? Who cares what is source? Who cares what binds us to one another? Yes, we care. Yes, we care. But to say that it is the absence of the self that makes life what it is, the opposite. You take away the self, you take away the shell, you take away the layers, you can peel it all the way back. And then what is there but what we had before we got here? So why did we come here if not to express, if not to invent, if not to uh style and all of this? Yes? Hang on to your ego. Brian Wilson truly went insane, didn't he? Is he that dude? I think with that line, he just doesn't get the credit he deserves, huh? He does. Everybody fucks with the Beach Boys. Like everybody loves the Beach Boys. But that song, dude, hang on to your ego. He knew what he was talking about. And people were like, no, John Lennon. No, but he kind of like low key is, oh, he's a Gemini. Oh, don't mind my face. I can't see it. And I feel like I look like I'm disgusted by something. I'm just on Google. I'm not even reading anything. I'm just scrolling Google about Brian Wilson. Nothing. He's alive though. Just like 80 years the fuck old. Why do I look like this right now? I don't know. It's PNED kind of. It's like my usual concentration phase would be this. Because I'm in this like salty, like bitchy mood. I'm like, like why? I don't know. But anyway, um, I'm just yeah, well, yeah. So when you've always been exactly who you are, I think it just, people assume that there's just like some kind of confidence that you have, but it's like, no, I just am this. Like there was no choice. It's like going to work and like people assuming that if you are good at your job that you have a good day at work. No, that's not no, that's not true. You could wake up and be in a bad mood and then have a shitty day at work no matter what job you're doing, or you could have a hard time at work no matter what kind of mood you're in, right? Like, so I think that people just assume that because I am experiencing things in such a different way than other people, you know what I mean? And that I'm experiencing life in this mode of like I just it's when I decided to focus on experience. I decided to focus on experiments, research. I wanted to know things. I wanted to know more. I always had this knowing, and I wanted to know more. And so I never concentrated on anything but going deeper, diving deeper. You can call it a rabbit hole. You can call it a black hole. You can call it whatever you want to, mental. Okay. But I have become someone that I actually do respect. I've become someone that I like. I've become someone I adore. I've become someone I look up to and admire. Cool. Sucks nobody agrees. Sucks nobody else sees it that way or sees me that way. And that's okay. No one ever has. No one's ever had to. I still became this person without any validation, without much success, without many friends, right? Yeah. Yeah. So that's who I am. That's how you know that's who I am. That's how you know this is me. Because there was nothing that ever told me that this would be okay or that this is what I'd be doing or this is what I'd want or this is what I'm good at. Every everything that I thank you. Everything that I am. I don't know what you mean by that because of the delay in the chat, Kim, but you better quit running your mouth before I chuck a watermelon at your motherfucking head, okay? I'm just kidding. Thanks, Bay. Thanks for God. Okay. They've been here the whole time. I don't even know who this person is. I love to ask people's sun sign and pronouns and preferred names, and I don't remember yours at all. So sorry if I didn't ask or if you didn't answer. Um, okay. So someone's crying. That's okay. Yeah, I spent a lot of my life crying, but what are you gonna do, right? You can't take back the tears. But I can prevent them for the most part. I did cry a bit today or yesterday or the day before, both, but not for very long and not very many tears. It's more vocal, I think, because I've been making music more. Okay. Um, I've been making more music, so I feel like I'm getting out a lot of the that comes with crying, and it's made a huge difference. Sun sign, and your preferred name, just Kim. Him named Kim. Yeah, that's great. Him named Kim. um, and then what's the sunset? You're nice, cool, good. Yes, kind of. Yeah, cool. Love it. Yeah, love that. Um, so even if I intuitively know something, I guess I'm just too fucking intimidating for anybody to do anything about it. It's very cool. I love that for myself, except for I don't. It's a very lonely existence. I'm very isolated, and it's never been by choice. I get isolated. I annoy people. I get overwhelming. I get isolated. I I have freaked out. And the thing is, well, that's the plight of a holy man. That is the plight of the holy man. This is what I was kind of saying before, and then I got emotional. I think the stream cut off or something. Where I was saying, like, people want the friend that's in front of them. They want this crazy, cool, unhinged punk bitch who goes off on people and will do insane shit and maybe flash somebody. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. And that is me to some degree and has been to some extent. Yeah. Right? Sure. Always. Fuck yeah. Huh. Kind of fun, cool, rad. Absolutely. But beyond just a good time or good looks, right? Is the holy man vibe. I There is no turning it off is what I've realized. There is only restricting of the mind. There is only what I can hold back from a person. And because I never really understood that I'd be channeling or seeing foresight or getting a sense for things, right? Because of all the clairs, being psychic, having dreams and whatnot. And it's it's just like one of those things where I couldn't possibly, how to say, like, I couldn't possibly fathom that any of that would have any accuracy to it. I was missing you a little bit today. Is that weird? I saw you on Instagram. My hair was really cute, and then I started touching it too much. Now my bangs are pissing me off. And if somebody's making fun of my bangs, fuck you, okay? Get your own fucking bangs, bitch. Bang bang. Huh. What's that one? Murder business? Oh, you're my Iggy. You're my Iggy bitch, right? Click, click, bang, bang. Wait. What is it? It's the murder business. What does she do? There's three sounds. Click, click, bang, bang, pow, pow with some murder business. Ha ha. Yes. Hit the club. Ah, bad bitches. Stack of hundreds. Bunch of fifties. Super clean. Shout, get 'em. Hit the scene, kill shit. We in the murder business. I kill pride. I murder bitches. I can't remember all the words to the sister. My outfit. Worth bitches. I don't know. We in the murder business. Iggy. Do Biggie. Tell them, keep sending bottles, I'ma pop 50. These other bitches think they hot? Not really. She a broke hoe, that's how you know she not with me. Keep my heels on high, ride or die, 67 airline, ride or fly. You ain't gotta do big, something, but stay broke or die. Yeah, my next is big, poster size. Nah. I ain't being y'all hoes, nigga in the spot. Icky y'all. I don't know. I'm cold. Get in that thing. Kill bitches dead. Click, click, bang, bang. It's a murder business. Yeah. I haven't been streaming the past few nights. Um, yeah, we did. We bleached it. We just basically did the roots and made it a little more blonde. Gonna do a little more to it tomorrow. It's gonna be fun. But I don't remember. That's Ti's verse. He starts cussing up a storm. And I don't remember. No, I can't do it anymore. Like I'm not. I haven't been doing it on stream at all. Like it's so bad. Okay, yes, it's like that, but it's just like way worse and way more intense than that, even because it's not even me bringing any of this stuff up. This is, I'm glad you went back to that because why were we just being silly? And I was, okay. Well, I feel like because I almost started crying when you came on here, I feel like it's just real emo hours. The full moon just happened, purging something, maybe kind of something didn't work out with the, what's it called? Taurus. If were you dealing with a Taurus? I can't remember. Um, but just, oh, there's this kind of like be patient thing going on. But I don't know because I can't. Or it's late. Listen, I guess at this point I could say, like, message me anything. Because no, we're not doing this right now. Okay. No, okay, so there might be a fallout with a Taurus though. It might not be a romantic thing, but there might be something with a Taurus that still requires some patience. It could be a family member. Um, they might be like doing something they shouldn't be doing kind of thing. Okay, see, that's more the energy. It's like not necessarily the romance. Um, because I didn't right, we didn't talk about a Taurus, so I shouldn't even know about that. Okay. Could be somebody that you haven't talked to since Taurus season if there's not an actual Taurus. That is because they are on drugs. Okay. Sorry to break it to you. Yeah. Yeah. Um, that's all I get out of your energies. I'm crying, you're crying, everybody's crying. That's what I get from it. Oh man. Yeah. I don't know if that's because you're a Cancer. I don't know. Like I was just saying, like I literally have only cried like the past for 20 minutes, the past 2 days, and the past 2 months. It's crazy. Transforming. Yes, my soul's weeping, and so sometimes I let it out. But because I've been singing and rapping and recording more, I don't have as much pent up in me to be released. And it's amazing how that's so transformative. But because I'm so goddamn annoying, people have always shut me down. You're too loud. I don't like your music. Um, you're not that good. You sound like a dying cat. You suck. You should take voice lessons. You'd be really good if you just did this and that. Cool, 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 cool. Let me just not do it. And now I'm freaking out, yelling, screaming, crying. Why? I don't know, because I got rage inside me that gets pent up and needs to come out and it's caged up because you didn't want to fucking hear it. Great. And that's been everyone my whole life. Yeah, until now. Now I finally have a setup with a roommate where we get a schedule and a space. They can't hear a goddamn thing. And it's literally amazing. And last night I was recording, I'm working on a song. Okay. It's impressive. The way that and this is why I'm like, when I'm doing it, I'm like, I just did that. But then I share it and no one likes it really. I mean, a couple people be like, nice, like, good. But nobody even wants to. I don't know, it's not like I need praise or validation. Like I said, if I needed that, I would have stopped a long time ago. I've never gotten it. I've always been like, obviously, like, in childhood, the accolades for academics were there, right? Even the accolades for artistic skill and ability was there. But there was also the indoctrination of the American dream, Catholicism, capitalism, corporatism, that was also instilled in me simultaneously. And once again, the noise, the loudness, like nobody really wants to be, when the younger I was, the more people I lived with and the more problematic the singing would get, right? And it's not to anyone's fault and to some degree in that way because I am loud. But I find now I'm learning and realizing that, yeah, the less I keep pent up by expressing it in that way, the better off I am and the better my behavior is, right? So that's good. That's good. And also, I'm very good at what I do because of it. That's great. That's great. My breath work, however you say that, insane. I've been doing one take shots. One take. What were you doing? I've been doing one take the whole way through for the song that I'm making. It's like a cover, but it's like a what's a rap cover? So I think most rap covers it's just a sample of the beat, and then you like, yes, that was you. Okay, forgot about that. And then I started describing my childhood preschool. Um, so I've been doing it in one take, and it's let me blow your mind. So when I say one take, I mean I go straight from the rap verse to singing the chorus. And if you listen to that song, there's n there's no stopping in between. I literally get done with it, and I'm like, "How the fuck did I just do that?" And I wrote some lyrics that are, like, almost they're maybe too hard. I mean, maybe that's why everyone is, like, silent because it's like, "That went a little too hard," maybe, kind of. It's impressive. It's impressive to me. So, I don't really need the external validation, praise, and whatever. I know it's fucking good. Oh, fuck, it's good. Will the production be good? Not necessarily. Will it ever sound as good as somebody else's music? Probably never, but am I good? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, sick flow, great. I love that though. Thank you for loving my voice. I love it too, honestly. I love singing, love music. So part of what I'm learning, expressing this rage, these emotions, these pent up whatevers, the urges to cry and scream as music, rapping for anger or singing for stress, you know? For pain too, I do that a lot. That's most of my practice. Comes from me working and needing to sing out the way that I was feeling animosity in my mind or in my body and being a laborer for my whole life. And also just screaming in general, crying and hyperventilating, panic attacks. You gotta learn how to breathe. So now I can do things that I never formally was trained to sing by anybody and since I was very young and was just like, yeah, this ain't clicking, bro. This ain't gonna work for me. Sorry. And it was like, go, just forget it. Now I just have learned from experiencing this. So having this, right, and these new medicines, simple things, little herbs here and there, blends this combination of stuff, it's completely transformed my life in a very short amount of time. Where it's making me question some of the things that I thought about PMDD, but it definitely is truer and truer to PTSD. But to me, it feels like, okay, the more that I step on my path and walk down my journey with confidence, that once again, I always knew who I was and what I was going to do. I was just like, how? It makes no sense. I like, I'm not interested in doing any of this shit that everybody else is doing who does the things that I want to do. Why don't I want to do that if you're telling me that's what I do? And my guides, my gods, whoever, the dad was like, because you do it this way. Go, go. You just go, go, just go. Don't worry about that. Don't look at that. Don't worry. Don't just forget what they're doing. You don't have to be like them. You don't have to do what they're doing. You're still gonna get it. Don't worry about it. Go. So I did. And I walked this journey, became this person, and I'm now nothing like anybody else. Which sounds cool because it's like, wow, a truly unique individual. Yes. Great. See these clown tears? Yeah. It's great to not be like fucking anybody in the entire world. I love that. Yes, no, I love it, love it, love it. Um, yeah. Happiness makes you cry, but goofiness can really tear you up. Anyway, gotta roll the ads. Somehow have 5 seconds on the clock, so be right back. It's alright, it wasn't too long, about 3, 4 minutes. Sorry, I was just in here with my head down. I was like, "Oh, shit. Shake that ass, mama." You know, you know how it goes. Okay, so damn, I probably shoulda if I was gonna do whatever. I here's the thing. I wanted to make, like, a collage cover for this a little, maybe, I don't know. I think I was more scrolling, I ain't even gonna lie. I was just sitting here, I was just in the phone, maybe in the fields, I don't know. And just wasn't paying any goddamn attention. But yeah, like yes and no. My period's gonna start in a week, so it's the saddest I've been in like 2 months, which is amazing. And maybe yes, things don't seem to be going my way or going at all, as much as I could think or assume or dream or hope or into it. It's gonna be what it is. So I was going to do a collage cover of the title and just like a collage on the back of this. And, I'm really upset with myself because I put it in my desk drawer and bent the corner of these pages. Hey, Jezza. Um, so no, I don't have to ignore you, and it's not a huge text. You should literally see the text that I sent. 111 on the clock. Me and my best friend, okay, all my besties talk like basically incessantly. Like I live with one of my best friends. We hang out all the time. Anytime we're both home, we pretty much hang out unless we have like something to do or like one of us is going to sleep, right? Um, my other best friend is like an Alana and Abby situation where it's like TMI all the time, nonstop texting, phone calls. When we hang out, it's ridiculous. We don't hang out as much, but it's because we're at a distance, right? And then my best friend is in another state, so it's like we never hang out. So we just talk and talk and talk and talk. She's like my diary. I told her that today. I texted her a bunch. She's like, "Hey, just like have a baby. Just gotta, do stuff." I'm like, "Don't worry about it. I actually was just treating this text chain like a diary, and you can get back to it or don't address it at any time." Because I just like, just nonstop. Just oh, did you know that? I'm like telling her all about how I learned that tannic and coffee can destroy the way you deposit iron in your body. And then I debated with myself to her about whether or not I should be hungry after 8 hours of not eating, no matter how filling a meal was. Like stuff you don't really need to say to anyone. But sometimes, yeah, no, I know. That's why when you're like, it's a long text, no, you're fine. Um, I'm just incessantly talking because I have almost nearly incessant thoughts, you know? It's kind of mutual. It's not like a stressful thing like I just dump on my bestie. Thank you. It's got like sparkles and tears and lashes. The twiggy nonsense. It's just the lighting's weird. I like it too. Um, but yeah, I think maybe it's like women just like nonstop talking. Estrogen makes us crazy. I don't know. Um, That's, like, so funny to me, and I'm very yeah, so I think people meet me and thank you. I think people will meet me or get to know me or, like, start talking to me, and they're like, "Damn, you talk a lot. It seems really intense. What are you saying? Oh, she must be mad. She's sending me a bunch of text messages." I'm like, no, I just gotta talk a lot. I just talk like a lot. I talk all the time. I talk a lot to everybody I know. Anybody who will talk to me, talk to them a bunch. That's why I stream so much too. And I noticed that I talk to my friends like way less when I stream more. So I haven't streamed in like 3 or 4 days, right? Like I haven't streamed since probably Wednesday. It's like Sunday, Monday, I think. So it's kind of just one of those things where it's like, yeah, I need to, like, go yeah, yeah. Exactly, I just, like, share like, it's like there's too many thoughts in my head, some I need to keep, some I need to let go of, some have nowhere to go. It's not like I'm gonna write down, like, "Dear diary, today I learned" No, I'm gonna text my best friend about it, and then we'll talk about it later. It's great, it's great, it's great. You know what I mean? So, anyways, back to what you were saying. I just wanted to make you feel totally comfortable sending weird, long, existential texts to me because that's literally half of the job. It's half of the job of a holy man is to bring up the things that are on people's minds, right? That's wonderful. Um, I think yes, you do. Yes, you do. I think a lot of what the secret is to block it out. It is to take personal responsibility for everything that goes on in the world. Do what you can to make it and yourself better and block out the rest. I experienced burnout today, a few hours of burnout. I cried and then I took a nap. And then I woke up and was like, I'm still really fucking tired, but I have to wake myself up and stream. Made the most delicious fucking meal at the dinner I had. It was like the food of all of my people. I do not know how to explain it. It was literally like something I just made up. That's how I cook. Just make shit up. It's like, what do I have? A potato and some pesto and some other stuff. So like that's what I made. Yeah. It was so good. Um, and I got the energy straight up. Yo, if you're gonna ask, I'm gonna tell you. This shit was like, what did I eat? Fucking no, I did not sell this to you at all. Oiled up a pan, starts fucking seasoning it at first because I like burnt stuff. I think I'm from some other planet where it's normal to eat burnt things because my taste for toast that is burnt all the way through is like, oh my god, I would never intentionally eat it because it's a lot of CO2 and it's like not good for you. But when someone's like, oh no, I burnt my toast, I'm that guy coming out from behind the tree, like, you, what? I'm like, okay, fucking freak. Yeah, no, we know. We know. And I'm a fucking weirdo. It's good. It's funny. I feel like people who make fun of me are not only the biggest bullies on earth, but the most uncreative and the most unfunny bullies that there is, right? Because I am such an easy target and still so kind, despite the fact that I'm such an easy target and I'm often the target of people's weird, where it's just like, you're really uncreative. Like you just kind of suck for that. So anyway, yeah, it is gross. I know, but it's so good. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm just like that. Like, I don't know why I'm like that. I think it's extraterrestrial DNA. Kind of like Jesus, right? No, what? That was that like Jesus. Let's not get into it. Let's not get into it. Let's go back to what we were talking about. Yeah, that's so real. So real. Um, Oh, yeah, dude, burnt marshmallows? I was gonna bring that up. That's, like, how it all started, was lighting my marshmallows on fire and being like, "Ooh," and then not even would I eat the whole thing at once, because if you light a marshmallow on fire, only the outside burns and then the inside is gooey, amazing, right? Well, what I would do cool. So what I would do is I would burn the marshmallow, light it on fire, and then blow it out. Let it cool down for like 30 seconds, pull off the char, eat that by itself, burn it again. And I would just do that until there was no more marshmallow. Crazy. I don't know why. I literally don't know why. I literally do not know why. Like, yeah, yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. So, yeah. Yeah. Just like sorry, it also sounds like I'm just, like, farting up a storm, and let me tell you, I definitely wait until we are on an ad break. I would not just be ripping ass on stream. I just am sitting in my chair like a baby, basically, just legs up and squiddling. Um, anyways, holy shit, that's so funny that that would even come up. It didn't really, I brought it up. So, were we talking about existentialism? Oh, my food. Y'all asked me. I cut up a sweet potato and fried it in oil. Didn't cover it. So like I really fried these fuckers like for a minute because it takes so long to cook a sweet potato, but especially if you're not using water and you're not using a lid to capture the moisture to cook it, whatever. Cooked them insanely long to the point where they like thank you. You're so sweet. You have to pay for that stuff though. You know what I mean? Yeah, like I could, or you could go to my link tree and you can find all the things that I do, and you could ask me really politely with a tip. Not you, Momo, obviously, whatever. But yeah, I don't do that for free. Okay, so anyways, now that we've cleared that up for no actual reason, fry these potatoes for a long ass time, threw in some fucking sliced mushrooms, then let it simmer for a second. Threw in, like, way too much pesto, like, way too much, like us basically, like, saturated this it was like now the potatoes were in pesto, not just, like, coated, but, like, simmering in pesto, and it was some balsamic glaze. Let it cook longer. Put some cheese, cheddar cheese on top of it so that it melted, and then put it on tortillas. I'm not even done, right? Yeah, no. Put it on tortillas, folded it like a crunch wrap, and then fried them in the pesto oil until they got crispy. I know. I know. I know. I know. I can't even. It was so good. It was literally so good. It was so filling. I couldn't finish it, and I wanted to so badly. And then I did a little glaze on top while it was still in the pan so that it, like, got a little sticky, but didn't actu oh my god, dude, it was crazy. It was crazy. Oh, I forgot I put a little jalapeno jam too in the pesto. Oh my god, it was so good. I was just, like, amazed. It was amazing. So, I had to get creative. I was like, "I have some random stuff, and I'm really hungry. What am I gonna eat?" That. Whoa. So, yeah. But right, so we're going Scooby Doo does that for sure. I think a lot of cartoons kinda use that trope, but I think of Shaggy and Scooby making, like, a big sandwich, and then Shaggy's just like, "Ow," and just, like, eats it from the top. It's so silly. The concept of a very tall sandwich is literally so silly. Do not tell me ghee is good on burnt toast. Shut the fuck up. That is so funny. I have to eat that now. I have to try that. That's yeah, I'm gonna start putting ghee on my burnt toast. You goofball, I love it. So, um, yeah. So, yes, so fair, so fair. Um, listen, I want to do. We're talking about so many things. Yeah. So maybe also let's mention that yes, capitalism is everyone's responsibility and everybody's choice every day that we just comply to it, even though we don't have the means to change it on an individual level, and therefore struggle to organize as a group of individuals because most of us don't actually agree or have any kind of alignment amongst our ideologies because we are taught and raised and bred to be narcissistic in our way of thinking. Yes? What did she say? You think you're so radical. I think you are the star. Say what? But you're going international. Yeah, I was just kind of joking, but it was like a pearl clutching moment because I was criticizing the way that people approach the perception of who they are and who they see themselves as, especially in the US. Um, so going back to that, elaborating. Who is this? Shoopers, you've been here. Um, Okay. Thank you. Isn't that so cute? Thank you. So I'm writing a poem in my stream titles, or like I was writing a poem and then it became like this count thing. It's like counting up. It didn't even start with 1, it was, like, second guesses, and then I just stuck to the theme where it's, like, second, third, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6, lucky number 7, so we're on 8, and I went with 8 and left no crumbs because 'cause I'm working on this song, actually, and it goes very hard, and I think I bodied this bitch, like, too much, but I think I'm just gonna keep it as is and continue to edit the recorded versions of it that I already have instead of trying to be like, maybe I should hold back. I think I shouldn't. I think thank you. Thank you. Because the thing is, I think I held back for too long and I let these people bully me for too long and I let this bitch copy me for too long and I let these people do whatever they wanted and talk their shit for too long. And you know what I did? I said, "Hey, you clearly want this more than I do. I'm going to just sit out. I'm gonna actually you're right. I love making music. I love rapping. I love writing. But y'all seem to like it so much more than me and need it so much more than me. I'm like gonna sit out. I'm not even gonna get on stage. I'm not even gonna make a song. I'm gonna let you do it. Okay? I'm gonna let you be that. Because to me, I'm content no matter what I'm doing. I like tarot. I like streaming. I like reading. I like writing. I like playing. I like a shit. I like bartending. I'm just a fucking drunk and I can't. Yeah. I like painting, like industriously or pleasurably, right? Okay. Y'all wanna sing so fucking bad, y'all wanna be on stage, y'all wanna be noticed, y'all need the validation, by all means, go ahead. But, God, my guides, life itself, the music, the dead, everybody said, "Hey, man, you'd be so much happier and more successful and healthier if you did." And I said, "Really? Okay, let me try it." That felt good. And now I bodied, and now I'm eating, and now there will be no crumbs. And so when I wrote this song and I recorded it, oh my God, did I eat and leave no crumbs. But it's not out yet. So getting that hype going, I guess. Going back to this. Corporatism is the problem. Yeah. So, and my hair is, I did not always have blonde hair. No. Thank you. I like it too. It's because I was born blonde. So I can pull off blonde for the rest of my life is what they say about that. Because it's brown now, but it's blonde as hell. I like the bleach look. Yes, I'm in my blonde bang bitch era. Think Nico, think Kim Gordon, think Owen Wilson, think I can't think of any others, but corporations are made up of people. Thank you. They do the middle part though, don't they? And I rocked the middle part. I like the middle part, but I didn't grow my bangs out appropriately this summer. I cut them in December, so I threw off my whole game. They were, so I'm in my blonde banged bitch era. Deep fried blondes, baby. That's the name of my band. I don't have a band actually. Well, debatable. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, I wanted to do the zine thing because I'm collaging it, I have just been moving this pile of snippets around my room for too long now. It's too much. I'm so sick of it, but I'm short 2 letters. And so I was waiting, but I'm like, I looked through so many magazines because I wanted the cover to be yellow because there's only one yellow page in the book and there's two of every other color. So I was like, yo, the title will be, or the cover page could be yellow. I wanted all the letters to have yellow in them, and I couldn't find a yellow B or a yellow V. So I'm like, do I just glue all the other letters on there anyways and just like hope they fit? I don't know. Come on, I'm I'm like, yeah, of course I'll know how much room to leave, right? For the letters. Or what do you think? Because I'm sick of this shit. And if I put it away somewhere, it's never going to get done. I kind of left it out to be like, find the last two letters. What if I just pulled out a magazine right now and if the letters were in there for me? Maybe. Gotta find my glue too. So I don't know. Thank you. I appreciate that. And then maybe we'll start writing in it tonight. And, you know, best way to channel is on here. Y'all are awesome for all the support, all the love. Thank you. Well, I tried. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is like I've already looked through so many of them. But now I'm questioning the way I'm binding this. I feel like it would be so okay. Listen. Oh, definitely gotta take a right. So true. Um, so this is rainbow. I will. Oh my god, I can do that. That's a great idea. I'm not that good at Twitch. I don't know what the people want. I don't know what's regular. I don't watch a lot of streamers. I like need these ideas. Like I fucking love that. Thank you. Um, this is cool because it's rainbow, right? And every page is like, right? But I kind of almost want like this instead, where each I don't think that works though. Maybe this will just be the first copy and it's gotta be this way. It's just gonna have to work this way actually. The other way it won't it would be too many. It'd be too much. It would be both. I'm gonna stick to this. Yeah, I have to stick to this. Well, this is orange. I don't know if because I have like this color. It's like my LED, my ring light has like a colorful LED option. So it's like a blue, green, pink, yellow, white, and red circulating right now. So I think all the colors probably look a little strange and a lot more vibrant than they actually are. So yes. I've been having a lot of deja vu lately. I feel like my dreams were coming in strong last week, and I was like remembering that I dreamt and then being like, "Oh my god, what was that about?" And I'd remember one detail, move on. And now I think I'm kind of recounting a lot of stuff. This is my take. This is like this is my response pamphlet to be here now. This is some additional information. We didn't finish reading it yet. We're only like not even halfway through. Be here now. And my plan was to read some of this tonight. So I'm hoping to get to that. But once again, I think I need to glue this shit on here. Um, yeah, thank you. I think it will be cool because I think Ram Dass was just not the best choice for what he did, but he had to do it because no one else did it. And he like took some heroic doses of psilocybin among other things. And like I appreciate his work. But can't like he can't be seen as this infallible. It does. It needs an upgrade. It needs an update, an upgrade. It needs to be better than this guy's perspective who was the most like ungrateful entitled person. Like 33333. And I've learned so much more from listening to them talk to me and channeling them than I did from reading anything that they said or listening to their lectures, right? So there was always this kind of dissonance for me with him. Never got into it, even when I was like in my heydays, right? Like I never read this. So now I saw it and I knew I needed it. Okay. But agree with so much of what he says. I think he's a very beautiful person. I totally get why his life was like it was, and I love his perspective and I'm glad what he's done. And I think the book overall is pretty great. But he even talks about in the introduction how you weren't here yet, but this is what I was saying is like, okay, so Ram Dass, what I was about to say is how he was very entitled and very expectant. So he took psilocybin multiple times and he was actually on this path already where he was giving it to other people and like basically acting as a holy man, but really was a drug pusher, yeah? And he even says in the intro, like, I felt like I was chasing the dragon, followed around some holy men, followed around some 23-year-old, well into my 30s. Like, what the fuck is this about? Okay. Um, he struggled. He didn't understand it. It did not come easy to him. He really did not have this like crazy knowing perspective. He is kind of just replicating the teachings of everyone who taught him. And so even though he could interpret it in that way and he was a scribe, he was not treated as a scribe. He was not called a scribe. So like there is this kind of missing piece that Baba Ross what never was. That's what they tell me now to read this, right? And so they're like, yes, La. They like to call me La, which is funny because that seems like such a personal name, but I think Lolly. Well, oh, a lot of you call me Illy. I didn't even think about that. It's Lolly. Okay, jig is up. Um, but there is this sort of no, I don't want to say need. Um, sorry, I kind of got distracted by something. It's funny. Had some thoughts about some things, but ultimately just trusting. So, um, can't concentrate all of a sudden. Right. That's what I'm saying. Oh, nice. Oh, good. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like a preferred thing for people, right? But some people don't like lolly because it's like it sounds young. It's like, you know, part of my whatever. Some people just are like, oh, that's it. And I'm like, you probably don't want to call me Alessandro. Hey. So La seems more universally acceptable. But I was with a friend today and we were kind of just like kind of making jokes, but also kind of hit, and I don't think that I have the means to say this necessarily, but we were calling me Shaman La, which I really like because it reminds me of Shangri-La, Shangri-La, Shaman La. Um, and so we were like kind of joking, but then we were like, no, that slaps. Like, that's a great. That's great. But I don't think that I could be some white guy walking around calling myself a shaman, you know? But as far as I understand it, a shaman is just one who gets information from the other side. So by definition, I would be, but not by indoctrination. It's basically like a necromancer, but like a different culture. The person regarded as having access to and influence in the world of good and evil spirits, especially among some peoples of Northern Asia and North America. Typically, such people enter a trance state during a ritual and practice divination and healing. So, I do practice divination and healing. Um, I have entered trance states and I do rituals. Like, so technically, sure, but that's just it's not really my culture, right? And again, not indoctrinated into it. So, um, yeah, I'm looking. Got some roots in Russian and stuff. Kind of means to know. Hmm. Anybody who contacts the spirit world while in an altered state of consciousness. Mediums, witch doctors, spiritual healers. Yeah, so like I am those things. So I'm not really sure if it's in my lane or not. Right. Well, and that's the thing. Shaman, yes, is the root of the word. Sam. Sut. I can't remember. I just was looking at it. It was like sut, whatever. I don't know. Nice. Congrats. Oh yeah. I always felt like I had a book in me and that no one would read it or did try to get people to read it and it wasn't good the first time. It was more like Charles Manson. Like if Charles Manson was just like a girl, if Charles Manson was just like a girl, like that was me. Writing Helter Skelter, but like girlified. Like, yes, queen, helter skelter, bitch, send it. Like that was the vibe. That was me a couple months ago. I literally have changed my life. Everything is going so much better since I decided to wake up one day and live, right? I was getting really fed up and trying to be patient and let things work out the way they're meant to and blah blah blah. And then one day I literally woke up and told myself out loud, I said, "No, fuck this shit. Fuck this. I'm changing my life. Like, no, I don't want this anymore. I'm changing my life." And within a month, everything was different. Well, I would say I wouldn't recommend distraction necessarily. I am not much into books. I read a lot of okay, if you want a distraction, if you're seeking escapism, I read this book when I was so fucking traumatized that we were talking about this the other day. I was high all the time. I worked 4 jobs. I didn't sleep without sound or lights or people around me. Barely slept at all. And I read this book somehow during that time of being like, I just want to get fucked up. I don't care about anything. That book were my only sobering moments. Escapism to the nth degree. That is my recommendation for a distraction. To see how beautiful life can be despite any tragedy. To see that somebody could actually come up with a story to retell of their own history that wasn't theirs, but of their own. Yeah? Okay. Very inspiring, very beautiful. Because, well, but if you are looking for answers, kind of one of the earliest inspirations for me in this one, it will not make sense when you start to read it. But this man's book taught me so much and could provide me a bit of peace for his experience. He's dead! Oh! 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 Okay, okay. Oh my god. 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 When you're a necromancer and you can talk to dead people, but then you don't realize that some of the people you always wish that you could meet in life are actually dead already, so you can meet them now. Oh, okay. Mwah! Okay. So fucking excited just now. I just like got a vision and I was like, oh no shit, duh. Okay, so anyways, this book provided me so much peace actually. And you might read it or you might see it or read the description or whatever. Um, okay, yeah, the teachings of Buddha probably is more the lane, yes. Um, but that book taught me peace, being the person that I am. So a lot of the experiences that are recounted, I think it's a memoir, I guess. A lot of the experiences recounted in that book are grim. It's very grim. He's got an attitude and an air about him. It's very questionable, probably sexist, like a little deranged. Like I was very influenced. I haven't read this since high school. I think I read it twice back to back when I read it. I was like obsessed. I would love to read it again. Actually, I should find a copy and I need to read this book again. There's a lot of books that I would like to read again that I read when I was like a teenager and was so young. And then when I go to um like oh yeah, I can get the used copy for like five, not even $2. Um when I go to rewatch a movie that I liked in high school, some of them hold up and are even better than I could have perceived back then. And some stuff did not hold up at all, and I question who the fuck I was in high school, you know? So, I'm very curious about some of the books that I read. Um, Danny in the Underworld, though, there's a lot of things about it that really stuck out, and again, it was because I was a very curious teenager, and I really wanted to kind of be well, not just be somebody, but I kind of did want to be an artist so badly that I never chose a medium because I never felt like I was good enough to be an artist, right? Because there was no medium that really stuck out to me, and this was long before I did tarot, long before the internet had apps, okay, long before kind of you could be anything, or there wasn't digital creation as much. It was very hard to get into graphic design at the time, and it was a lot more complicated. We did not have the ease that we do now to do these things and to be an artist and to blah 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 pursue their dreams. So in high school, it was a weird time for me. I was just very curious about things. I figured, okay, well, a lot of really most of the musicians I like do drugs, so I'm gonna go just get fucked up. Like I'm gonna just do drugs. I'm gonna be a musician someday. I better do some fucking drugs. Like that was my, you know. So reading that book and standing in the underworld, it steered me in a better direction than I would have been going in, if that makes sense. Because he goes there and he tries things and he does not hold back on the experience. He tells you about things in great detail. He details the relationships he has with people. Like there is so much kind of like going on in his world. And a lot of it doesn't work out that great. Like I don't know that anything really worked out other than he became very relevant in the art world for almost no reason at all. And that was fucking insane and incredible to me, but it did steer me in a better direction because I was simply like, "Wow, I never need to experience that. I literally never wanna do that. I am no longer curious about that." You ruined things for me, and that brought me peace. So, listen, I don't know, that was one of my favorite fucking books, dude. So fucking good. Um, love it. He's a Gemini too. So my thing with Geminis is just goes further back than my love for astrology. Used. Very cool. Yeah, and it's one I would probably just buy used because he's dead. He's not gonna get the money from a fucking buying the new one. Why the fuck would I now just spend, like and it's funny because I used to own this book and I let someone borrow it and they never gave it back. One of my biggest pet peeves. I borrowed a book from someone and never gave it back to them and then gave it to someone else though, so it is my karma. Very cool. I want to look up birthday. I'm pretty sure the Gemini that died during Gemini season, if I recall. No, he's a Leo. He died during Gemini season. Okay, so born August 8th. Same birthday as Jerry Garcia? No, he's the 9th. Jerry Garcia is August 9th, right? Yeah. He died August 9th. His birthday's August 1st. Why do I remember people's death days over their birthdays? That's morbid. But I guess it's like dead people, right? Birthdays are for the living. Okay, cool concept actually. Love that. Yes. Um, well, so he was a Leo. That's hilarious. Died during Gemini season. So close. That the year I graduated. I do kind of remember when that happened at the time, and I think I forgot and looked it up and was like surprised he was dead for some reason. Hold on. I just found this article. hmm It says he left his estate. Like his family was pissed that he left his estate to somebody. What's an X page three? What's a page three? Glamour model? What does that mean? Heroin and cocaine overdose. Former girlfriend and muse Rachel Garley. She's in his book a lot. I'm pretty sure. It's so funny. Love that for her. This website is crushing my computer right now. It's just the Daily Mail. What is going on? Literally, what the fuck do people do with your stuff? I don't know. Okay, listen. So there's been a couple books like sure, never got them back, whatever. This is a funny story. This may have come up the last time we were talking about books. But there's this book called The Death of Bunny Monroe. Again, I read this in high school and I loved it back then. But it was horny. It was like I think I did tell you all this story. It was so funny because we were talking about Nick Cave books, and I was like, The Ass of the Angel is like a much better book, even. But The Death of Bunny Monroe, I let someone borrow and I never got back. But I feel like I maybe, like, she may have gotten in trouble. She never talked to me again after that. I don't know. I just kind of feel like it was just not the move to let her borrow that book. So I didn't get it. I was young. I didn't have the same kind of social aptitude or skills that I have now, right? Because yeah, so that was pretty funny. Um, all this talk about books. All this talk about books. Okay. So I think I'm going to grab a magazine, see if we can get a B and a V. And then I want to glue these things so I can stop moving them around or forgetting about this project. And then I might write some stuff down, write some stuff in the book that I'm creating. Yes, I don't know why I threw it over there. Um, because it will be about love, but it will be about now. I guess I could tell you the title, or we can glue it and then you'll know. Yes, once it's official. So, I was gonna just do a minute ad, but I might as well do 3 minutes. It's already at we only have 15 minutes until I have to roll them anyway. So I think in order to get back up to a full hour, we're gonna have to just do 3 minutes. So take some time. Almost okay. Yeah, no, I get it. It's so late already, and I so appreciate you being here. I've missed you and I love you so much. I'm glad it was a good night for everybody. So yeah, I'm gonna roll ads. If y'all go to bed, you go to bed. I will be reading after gluing. I'm gonna read some Be Here Now. If anybody wants to fall asleep to some reading, that is how I'll be ending my night. So reconvening in 3 minutes. Actually, maybe it might be 5, I don't know. I might just take another extra minute to myself because 'cause I've been talking for, like, 2 hours straight at this point, didn't even realize it or take much of a breath. Um, let's go. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Be right back. Okay, I'm gonna go into read mode because we're working on our own version of Be Here Now or whatever, and then I'm gonna just start reading after. I do not like Linkin Park that much. That is really cute though. Yeah, that's sad as fuck. No, I'm not a huge fan. I think you'll meet someone who's a bigger fan than I am. Appreciate it for what it is though. Also, this bag that has my like pens and markers in it smells really bad. Um, leave it, wash it out, and thankfully it's just a Crown Royal bag, but still upsetting. And what am I gonna do with all these fucking markers? And pens. Put all the pens in here. Good. Okay. These big ass markers. Okay. All right. Okay. Yep. This is great. Super great. Okay. Anyways, I grabbed this magazine and I noticed there was some pretty bees and some pretty bees. So this is the one. And that counts enough as yellow, I would say. So let's get it. I actually do want to take a little long rip though. No, the marker project, I just needed a pen because I want to write this with like a very inky pen. All those pages, I think just using black across the board will be best. Um, but the bag smells like cat piss. I don't know. I was living with like 4 cats and a couple dogs in my last place, and I actually live with 4 cats now, but they're different. These cats get along. Those cats did not get along, so that was pretty problematic. Um, for them. And so I'm surprised because I'm like, how did I not notice this smelled like cat piss? But also, how does this bag, it's a Crown Royal bag full of markers. Why and how does that smell like cat piss? How did I not notice it? I moved like over a month ago. I don't know. It's just weird. So, yeah. I also grabbed a Temples of India incense because we're doing the Be Here Now stuff, and I feel like it was appropriate. And I only have one left after this. But I can always get more, which is nice. Some of my favorite incense of all time is the Temples of India. Very strong, but it's like, yeah, this is Be Here Now vibes for sure. What's up though? We just got it's tea and some lurking. Tea and lurkers. Had an interesting wave of crowding tonight. Wasn't really much that stuck, but I appreciate y'all sticking it out, yeah? Like I said, I wish I wasn't so obsessive about cleaning out my bowl like every single time I smoked, because a lot of times the weed gets pulled through. And that's probably why I go through as much weed as I do. Half of it goes straight into my bong. Because I would clean out the bowl piece, but I can't look at the tar and the resin and not scrape it out. It's like, ugh, I don't know. I'm gonna have a clean smoke. That's an oxymoron. You know, what are you gonna do? So I want to pack this up, let it sit, light this incense, and then glue these little letters. Well, I need to cut a couple and then light the incense and then glue them. So I'm making my first zine, first spiritual writing, first response to Be Here Now. Hopefully it's done as I finish it. I don't know what's gonna go in it. So I was writing something for someone else the other day, on a sheet of paper, and it inspired this whole idea. And that's why I was like, God damn, I love my muses, you know? And it doesn't even matter how much, like, it doesn't even matter what the dynamic is with a muse is so funny about muses. Um, because yeah, that's just like, yeah, I don't know how else to explain it. Like, no matter what you do or what's going on, like I'm gonna get something out of this creatively, and that's kind of cool, yeah. Okay. This might end up going in the book. So this is, I just wrote this. I was just feeling some type of way about somebody in the moment kind of thing. And I just decided to write this down. And then I was like, wow, this kind of reminds me of Be Here Now. Oh, I should take this colorful construction paper I have and write my own version of Be Here Now. What do I call it? Oh, perfect name. Let's do it. So the original inspiration, I'm just going to read this, says, "It is so lovely to know you that just knowing you makes me love you. Hola. I love you today. I loved you yesterday. I'll love you tomorrow. Because it's you. Because it's you. Because it's you." That was cute. And I was like, "Ooh, that is a vibe. I want to write a book of love." Sorry about the scraping noises. I want to write the book of love, right? The zine of love, maybe. Yeah. So that's what this is about. And now I'm collecting my last two letters for the title, and then I'm going to glue the title together, and then I'm going to read some Be Here Now, and probably call it a night, or maybe write, I don't know yet. Mm-hmm. Thought that was really cute. Okay. We've got our B. Now we need a V. It might not even really be a big enough B, but it's got yellow in it, and that was the goal. There's lots of B's in magazines, but not very many yellow. So looking for a yellow V. Yellow V sounds like, I don't know how to explain what I was thinking. Like it sounds like LOVE, like yellow V really fast. Like you were saying LOVE really fast. It sounds like yellow V. I don't know. Silly thoughts. Whoa. That's a cool font. Hmm. I thought I saw like at least one V that was, I think it was white, and I was like, I could use that if I need to. I don't see any other V's in the whole magazine. Hmm. I was like not gonna do this anytime soon. I kind of decided like the other day. Oh, there's the bee. I stopped to say, oh, maybe I'll use this bee instead. And then I'm like, ah, yes, there's the bee in question. Maybe I'll just cut out this bee. So I was debating on just like taking a halt on this because it feels like a very arbitrary project when I have so many other ones always in progress, you know? Um, well, damned me a fool. I was thinking poetry for some reason. Along a winding road, for many I am told, for me if I grow old, I hope the road is paved in golds, but not like golds that sits in hands of the men who don't understand what it means to have value. Such things. Can't think of anything that rhymes with value. I don't really know where the poem was going, but yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I think I might actually cut this one out. Cut this letter out and just have the one. Let me see how this looks. So I got all my letters now. I'm excited about this. That's what's funny. I was gonna like just put it on hold indefinitely. So I was like, why am I doing this? And it's like, I don't know. If you're inspired to do something, just do it. I'm trying to live in that way. I saw like a I don't know, a post or a meme or something that suggested what would you do? I think I brought this up already, but what would you do if, no one was going to judge you or criticize what you made? What would you make? And I was like, I'll bet. Know exactly what I'd make if it was up to me and nobody else. And then I was like, well, still kind of creepy because you did it. You made it. And I've been trying to like go on that method, right? Of taking that approach of just making things as it comes to me instead of um, yeah. Anyway, my some reason, um, I'm just very excited about this project. There's many, and none hold more or less weight than others. I think I could cry. It's so funny. That I really know nothing. And I just have faith every day, and I do question my own faith, my own skills, my life. I have my own doubts just as everyone else doubts me. I hate to admit it because I'd much rather be fearless at all times and confident, as people think I am, right? I would love if it were true, but it isn't. And so transparency has always been my go-to. Yeah. Um, just being able to say, hey, this is the situation, no need to assume because I am one who makes assumptions if no one addresses something and blah 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 blah. So I guess that is the opportunity as seen fit for me to say, hey, it's not all it's cracked up to be all the time, isn't it? And yet I persist, and yet I'm okay, and yet I make the best of these things, right? Impressive, to say the least. That's okay. God said that I'd better not quit. And I said, why, God? I don't get it. I don't get it. Why? God said, you don't want to know why. And I said, yes, I do. I do want to know. God said, okay, tell you, but this is the last time. And before I could ask any more questions, I had all the answers I had ever wanted. And so when you finally get all the answers that you ever wanted, what do? Because for me, well, I thought that would be the end of everything. Find out what you've always wanted to know. Why does life exist? What is this for? Who is in charge? What am I, and all of your answers can satisfy all of those needs of knowing and questioning it all subsides, and there's nothing else like there if all you wanted was to know. I immediately thought, yes, this is it, salvation. I must go. This is what I lived for. But I've gotten it. Now, that's it. That was my purpose. Was to find out, was to know. And I did almost die. But God said, this was a gift. You don't have to pay with your life just yet. I thought, wow, okay. And I survived yet again. And I survived it again, again. I survived over and over and over and over. Yes. So I embrace it as much as I can these days. Give many thanks. Me too. I was just confused. Perhaps not seeing my worth. Perhaps not really seeing the world. Okay. And now, the glue. Put the title on. It looks really good. I like this. This is exactly what I was going for. I am undecided about the L though. No. um, I have this little italicized L. This cool font, but it doesn't really stand out like the other letters or fit. But I like the way it looks on its own. This is probably a better choice, but doesn't really look. I'm gonna go with the other one, I think. Maybe I'll do both. This. Yeah, actually, let's do that. Perfect. All right, the gluing process begins. I'm so excited. So, basically, what we're doing here at this current time in the night is I am creating my first zine, I guess, but it's a response booklet pamphlet to Be Here Now, basically. And so I am making a collage title for the cover. And I am together now. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. I'll let this dry. Oh, I meant to light this incense, and I must drink some water. Find the vibes. I kind of wish I could play some music, right? Someone wants to hear my song, huh? Curious, what did you eat? Mm-hmm. Somebody came on here. You got my song stuck. Okay. There's only a very small group of people who have heard that. So if you kind of know what the fuck I'm talking about and you heard the preview or a sample or something, then you can only be one of so many people, right? I could, but why would I reveal everything that I've worked on to everyone on stream right now? song didn't even come out yet. It's not even done. Come on now. It'd be silly as fuck. That song's done but not recorded, right? Like written, but I'm also, it's funny because last minute just now I was gathering these up and I thought about changing the title. I won't. Be the follow up or something. Okay. And I will reveal the title once the letters are glued. And then I can show it to you. You will see it. And I suppose I'll tell you the title of my song is called I Done Blowed Your Mind. Yeah. Inspired by Eve and Gwen Stefani, of course, same beat. I could do that, the real version for you. Yo, yo, drop your glasses, shake your asses, face screwed up like you having hot flashes. Which one? Pick one, this one, blast it. Rap from blind, yeah, bitch, I'm drastic. Why this, why that, bitch, stop asking. Listen to me, baby, relax and start passing. Expressway hitting that. Weave through the traffic. This one's strong, should be labeled as a hazard. Some of y'all hot, psych, I'm gassing. Clowns, I spot 'em and I can't stop laughing. Easy come, easy go, easy gonna be lasting. Jealousy, let it go, results could be tragic. Um, some of y'all ain't writing well, too concerned with fashion. None of you ain't yourself can walk. Something. That bitch can't rock real shit. Blast it. Yes. Love it. But also, like, yeah, if I do too much of that, I'm gonna keep forgetting my own, unfortunately. I'm still struggling to memorize it entirely because I know the original well enough to just like if I start getting in a flow, even though I have all my lines memorized, if I start doing it without reading mine, I'll mix them like Spanglish, but for rap songs. Where I'm like, damn, I said the wrong word, the wrong line, the wrong this because it's so close, and I tried to play on as much of her words as possible. It's been hard to practice it without just record it without reading it. So I don't know if I'll ever get better at that in this particular case. So everybody's lurking? What's going on? I could just keep babbling about stuff, saying holy things of a holy man, a holy book. Ha ha. Keep singing. Did a lot yesterday. Worked spiritual retail and then did like so many fucking takes. I practiced that song so much and then recorded it 8 times. Stayed up until 5 a.m. Woke up at 9. I don't know. It just is like, okay, here we go. Another day, another dollar spent. Okay, we break from our binds. All we know is abundance. Ain't that right? Okay. Love this. Mhm. Mhm. You're just lurking, huh? Okay. Hard at work here. And I'm used to it. People constantly watching and never really talking, not saying much to me at all. Yes. Life of solitude. Loneliness. Whatever it is. Ways of this and that. Sure. Leaving people so speechless. Confidence of knowing. Not always success. So that's another, well, it's funny. Okay, this is perfect. I was like, I don't know where I'm going with this rambling, but I'll find it, and here we are. So, what cracks me up about Ram Dass so much was he admitted he was a bit of a Chase the Dragon type, didn't really understand it, even though he loved it so much, was so curious and understood it had potential, didn't quite grasp what the fuck that was, even though he was the guy who was helping other people do that, right? Like find themselves and fulfillment. And he just never really found it for himself. So there's something somewhat, I want to say ironic, but it was somewhat ironic in the way that he became the teacher of these things when he had so much to learn and he was a slow learner. Maybe just because he was already so developed and ingrained in his life and in his time at that time. Um, but he just there was this sense of entitlement or this unknowing that he sought so badly, where he just really wanted to know. And he goes into detail as the whole intro of Be Here Now about this. And got my little exclamation point. And he wanted to always meet people who did know. That was his whole thing. It's like, oh, they must know. This person seems like they know. And now here I am saying, I think I've always known something. I always had the knowing, but none of the satisfaction of living for a long time. And then rejected the knowing and focused on the living. And it's really not about finding or having one or the other, but learning the balance of both. Yeah, I think that would be the best conclusion, or at least the kindest. Help with on the spot. Yeah. So it must still be written. That is how I feel. Yes, yes, yes. It's good to be here now. It is. But spoken from a perspective of a time traveler, I think it is so much better. Be forever always. That's my take. I understand be here now, and people compliment me often about how I can really live in the moment, and they want to learn that from me, and they appreciate how much I can immerse myself into the little details of things. And people will maybe say, "Oh, romanticize your life," but it's not even that deep. To romanticize something is to really put your love into it, and not so much. It's the expression of love, of intimacy, of care. And really, To be in the now, you give it absolutely nothing. You do not romanticize those moments of now. You romanticize the things that you can do in the now. But the whole point of to be in the present is to be present with what is. So there's no forcing, there's no masking, there's no covering, or, it just is now. But personally, I like to think I can exist in the past, the present, and the future at all times. It's how you access the timeline. It's how you learn your lessons. It's how you have 2020 vision. It's how you have foresight, insight, and second sight. Yes. Is to be able to experience, yes, I remember when this happened without it pulling me out of this moment. I want to manifest this future for myself while still respecting where I'm at now. Okay. Okay. Be forever, always. Sometimes that's what now is. That's my greatest lesson. And it will be in this book, and it will be about love, and it will be beautiful. I'm excited to work on it as much as I thought. Oh, random, why, da 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 da, right? This will be the original copy. Should there ever be copies? Because I never know what's in store for me, despite all the things that I have said and predicted and known about everybody else. It just mustn't be so clear for me. Yes, that's part of the point. Be forever, always. Cheers. Now I have all these little letters still, which is funny. But they're for the back cover. I was going to make like a nice collage of some nice words. But since they're bigger, I can just put them in something and oh no, they're there. I didn't want the little letters to get all, they're tiny, tiny little things. So, very good. That felt very fulfilling. I've been wanting to do that for days. It's not perfect, it's a little off center, but hey, that's just the nature of the being. Yes, 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 yes. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. It's got to be in a good place to dry. I should actually probably set something. Yeah, couldn't think of anything better. Then we can put this on top. I'll read. Love that. Yes. Ooh. All right. Down to one viewer. Love that. Everyone's lurking anyway. I'm about to read. So, I think I'll just roll 1 minute of ads and then it'll be up to an hour and then I'll read for an hour and then I'll probably just go since it got really quiet. I don't know if I like piss people off or if I'm just dumb, but let's go. Be right back. So I am going to read a little bit of Be Here Now. Got awfully quiet. So I was going to read for an hour, but now I'm not sure if I will last that. But we got the temples of India burning. We've got a little coffee left in the cup. Got a little bowl and coming, just becoming. I want to be able to channel them if they come up. So it's easier to channel if I'm just like really stoned. Oh, perfect place we left off. I did forget. I'm very excited to see once more. Divine Mother God. You know what? I need to switch this lighting before I start reading. That's gonna get really annoying. It's already really hard to read as is, but actually the images probably will look so trippy with the spinning light. She's like, but I'm gonna switch the lighting real quick. Might get very bright. Actually, I'll probably just pick. Let's just do yellow. I don't know how I was having such a good hair day until I started streaming. I swear. I don't know what happened, but it'll be different tomorrow and I'm excited. Okay, Divine Mother Kali. She is my mother, she is my father, she is my brother, she is my lover, she is my son. She is my moon, she is my child, she is the grass, she is the dew. Look at how much she can teach her tongue, dripping blood. A circle of skulls around her neck, a dagger in one hand, giving birth in the other. The whole process of nature, how exquisitely subtle. Remember Siddhartha, his journey and the amount of time he spent in the garden of pleasure with a woman who has much to teach. She has always had new thing to teach. She will always have a new thing to teach. Can anyone imagine that a woman as full and seductive as that is not going to teach something? Is not going to continue to teach something? Because listen, like Kali has always been one of my favorite and only deities. I resonated with Kali so long ago, before I could even understand like the appropriation of, committing to people outside of your own religion, and then even going further past that and recognizing when a deity calls to you. Yes. Okay. No. Gorgeous. To read this was very affirming. I feel like women are often left out of spirituality. You cannot even think of one woman, like from this whole era, that represents. Patti Smith is like the closest you can get, and she was more of a musician and a poet than she was like a radical psychedelic leftist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I can't think of anybody, and maybe I'm ignorant, but I know my shit pretty well. Like I know this stuff pretty well, right? Name one woman, even presently. Abraham Hicks doesn't even go by her own name. She goes by Abraham. She goes by a man's name. She's channeling a man. She credits everything she does to a man. Oh my god. And then you've got some smaller figures, sure, people I would know, but not that everyone would know. You got Mother Teresa. She sucked. She was a terrible person. She was a really bad person. She did not give a fuck about any of those kids. Oh my god. She's like just as bad as any modern day person that has conspiracy behind them. She was terrible. She's just a terrible woman. She's like the only female religious figurehead there is. That's crazy. Like Mary didn't even really get her time in the fucking Bible whole indoctrination process afterwards, let alone like anybody the fuck else. Okay, so anyways. Full and seductive. That's not gonna teach something. I love that as a full and seductive woman. This just made me really fucking happy. Number 51 is another one of my favorite pages. What was it? 31, 42, and 51, I think were my favorite pages. Something like that. I don't remember. 31 definitely was the one because I said, oh, 31, that's how old I am. And the first time I'm reading this, so that's going to be my favorite page. And then it was the one with tarot on it. Yeah, the harmony of the universe. Yes, this was it. Oh, so cute. And that was the night we pulled some cards for the only time on stream in the last, like, I don't even know how long it's been since I stopped doing tarot on here, but it was Universal Harmony. I love that. It's so beautiful. Oh God, life is so beautiful. And it's just those little things. See, here's what it is. Here's what it is. Here's what it is. Okay? Hit this just for you, man. Because this might be someone just sleeping or lurking or doesn't know anything about what I do or has me on mute. Okay. So this might be for me and you, or just me, or just you, or just a replay view, or just somebody in the bird's eye sense of things. Okay. When it comes to what we were talking about earlier, living in the now, not necessarily being the same thing as romanticizing the moment, right? For me to romanticize this moment, it would to put intentions into the reading, to be um how do I explain? Like to overdo what I'm doing. If I was like, hey, I want to read this book so that I can feel like I've learned something and become closer to you and closer to God and like I'm a better, smarter, healthier person because I read a book. That's romanticizing something, right? To live in the now is to say, okay, the next page is going to be my favorite page. What do you know? Tarot. What's the tarot say? What do you know? Same thing as the book. Nothing I did affected that moment. Nothing I did romanticize that at all. That was just the now. That was just be here now. Oh, how incredible. How incredible that that would even happen. But what influence had I had? None. None. I was just living exactly as I do, exactly what I said I was going to do, read a book, pull some cards. Did I purposely align the books and the cards? No. Had I'd have romanticized the moment. I would have said, look at the similarities. Look, because this is like a mandala, and this is like a mandala, and this is like sacred geometry, and this is like sacred geometry. Okay. If I wanted to romanticize the moment, I would have said, look at these. And I would have pulled it out. I would have read this and I would have said, wait a second, wait a second. This said universal harmony. This says universal harmony. Oh my gosh. That's romanticizing the moment. Living in it is to just let it exist and to just be as it is. Oh my goodness. It's something so beautiful, yes? Exquisitely subtle to be with this woman. If you think that something's happening, this is okay. So, to say that this is my brand, this is what I've studied, this is so long. I really have never read this book. I've flipped through it many times in my life. Even when I've flipped through it, I've avoided absorbing too much from it or reading too many of the actual words on each page as much as I would just look at it as a whole, yes? So, I I could guess that I'm some of it, but this is just, it puts you in this perpetual state of now to be engulfed in this Bible. Okay. Um, and it is a very beautiful thing. So recall what I just said, if you can. I hardly remember it. Where we talked about the difference between like living in the moment, romanticizing the moment, and just always existing and living as you would to be able to achieve these things. Yes. If you think that something's happening, like you're working, you're achieving, you're doing something worthwhile, there is much to do. Or it's a little spot of color on her cheek. All of that is just the pendant in the ear of the Divine Mother. Oh God, I read this backwards. It's so annoying. It's just okay. Anyway, I would like to stop and say, if you think that something's happening, is what kind of made me say, ah, yes, this is the exact conversation we are having, said in different words, because the dude was probably tripping and he wrote a lot of this. Um, yeah. Um, if you think that something's happening, like you're working, you're achieving, you're doing something worthwhile, there is much to do. All of that is just the pendant in the ear of the Divine Mother, or it's a little spot of color on her cheek, or it's a little bell on her toe. And when you meet a lover like that, sure, you'll want to hang around and experience it. As long as we're greedy for experience, we're going to be around for quite a while. We're not going to elect to go on the crisp trip because that's the end of the experience. I see there's fire. Let me see. These little flames here. And what I mean by, did I romanticize his moment? By showing you that there is passion here in the pages, that this is exactly as life sinks to you, to me, to this book, to this experience. Yes. It's about an experience, about a lover. And then the fire and the flames. Okay. Her other face is the one you're trying to see. If she is the entire illusion, she is also that which is beyond illusion. And so finally, when you have gone beyond her and become free of her, and you go to beyond the beyond, and you finally cross the great ocean of existence, gate, paragate, parasamgate, body swaha, and you stand on the other side and you're completely free. Who's there? The Divine Mother welcoming you. That's the Bodhisattva, Bodhisattva part of it. You have gone and you have gotten liberation, and then you are right here, chopping wood and carrying water. The simple life, huh? Do not cry for me, cry with me. Shed tears that perhaps you didn't know were there, and because you haven't in so long, and because why not? Because it actually feels quite good and is probably a healthier release than to bottle things or to suppress it, or probably more constructive to be write something down or scream something out. But the tears, of course, they help. I would not do it if it didn't. So, making it sacred. This chopping wood and carrying water is karma yoga, the yoga of daily life. The way to do it is do what you do, but dedicate the fruits of the work to me. Okay, what is this about Ram Dass or listen? What I just said was me talking about the tears. That was I wasn't reading. No, I was not reading from the book. That's the most esoteric way of saying it. Another way of saying it is do it without attachment. Another way of saying it is total renunciation. Now, that doesn't mean you go up to a mountain and live in a cave. It means that you renounce attachment even to your own desires. It means you do what you do because that's what the harmony of the universe requires. If I am a potter, I make pots, but who is making the pots? I am not under the illusion that I am making the pots. Pots are, the potter is. I am a hollow bamboo. Okay, that was a bit silly. I can't even pretend. Like, that's pretentious nut stuff. Like, that's literally like pre-nut confusion, bro. What is this even? Hollow bamboo. Okay. Because they were just tripping. Like, to some extent, they were just tripping. And I think that's part of the reason there's such a need for an update is to just get like a little bit of a sober take on these things because the only information we have on subjects that have anything to do with psychedelia are by people who over fucking did it. Terrence McKenna, Timothy Leary, kind of like Dr. Hunter S. Thompson. Do I love all of them? Sure. Ken Kesey, I literally made a reference to being a Mary Prankster in my song for a reason because yes, I love it, but I don't agree with everything they have going on. No. Like, no. They just allowed me to be able to exist in a world where I didn't need to do that stuff and could do it anyways. Because amazing, yes. But to just have only one source for consciousness, only one biblical book in this whole kind of continuity of psychedelia, of spirituality, that is ridiculous because it's so saturated in fucking hallucinogenics, which is fine. That's fine. We can understand and appreciate that for what it is and what it's worth. But at the same time, it just wants more, maybe taking a little bit of that out to be able to say, yes, you can feel these things without all that. Have you never seen your mind's eye? Have you never opened up to life? Have you never experienced the simple synchronicities of seeing something in a book and then seeing it on a card and then realizing you are? You don't need drugs for that. You don't need drugs for that. You don't need drugs to see what's coming or to see what is or to see inside of something, yes? You don't need drugs for that. All the things that you can do on drugs, cool, because it's a streamline, because it's fast, because it makes you very capable, very open-minded. But it's not necessarily where it starts and ends. And I think if the perception you have over it is that that's starts and ends, is the kind of problem that you get when people who aren't kind of like open to accepting the experience in their life have those experiences, right? It's because you're like, oh, well, it's just the drugs, it's just this, it's just that. Well, sure. But think about how long those mushrooms grew here before you were born. Okay, good point. That's yeah, because they have like a whole ecosystem underground that they communicate amongst the tunnels, right? Before we can grow and chop any of those spores. Yeah, no, they all come from one. It's crazy. The mycelium mushrooms, right? So to think some of them have a hallucinogenic property, that shit might know what it's talking about, yeah? Could even be extraterrestrial sort of thing that came and inhabited this planet, but I think it's very helpful. It's all connected. So many ways and so many levels, and not just psychedelics. So there's just a lot to be said about that. But some of this does veer on the edge of nonsensical because at the end of the day, drugs are drugs. No matter how you want to slice it, defend it, and uproot it, or reinvent it, be them, anybody, yes, drugs will still make you a bit silly and nonsensical. There are some things it's like, sure, I can understand what you're saying. I'm just not going to blindly agree with all of it. That's it. That's all that is. Okay. Oh gosh. Oh, cool. Okay. I am a doctor. Ooh, it's okay. If you gotta go to sleep, you gotta go to sleep. It's not a big deal to me. I'll read to nobody. I'll read to myself. Okay, I'm used to it. Isolating as hell. I am a doctor, a student, a dropout, all the same game. Don't let that offend you, but the same external world is all the same. It's all the external world. Are you crying again? People often say to me, I would really like to sarana, but I'm a teacher now. If I could only finish being a teacher, I could do sadhana. Baloney. You're either doing sadhana or you're not. Sadhana is a full. Ooh, I feel like somebody literally just fell asleep. Okay. Sadhana is a full time thing that you do because there is nothing else to do. You do it whether you're teaching or sitting in a monastery, whether you're lying in bed, going to the toilet, making love, eating. Everything is part of waking up. And then I'm not reading all this. Being, cooking, building, laughing, loving, walking, singing, cooking, breathing, smiling, dying, awakening, growing, eating, singing, sleeping, crying. That whole kind of thing. Everything is done without attachments. Another way of saying it is it's all done as consecrated action. It's all dedicated, it's all sacred. In the old days, like many of you, I suppose, I was a good oral type person. You open the refrigerator and you can't stuff your mouth fast enough. Everything turns you on. The stimulus arouses the response. Here's a real sour pickle. I'll have a little of that, and there's some ice cream. And yum! And there's some coleslaw. That'll go good with the ice cream. Ew. Oh boy. I to go with something. It's too much. Have a taste of flour. Mm. You can go on the oral trip about everything. I come right out of that tradition. I want you to know where I started from. What depths. When I was an adolescent, when I was so fat that all my clothes had to be specially made, we would go into a store and my mother would say, he wants to see the double Z with the balloon seats. It took me at least $10,000 of my analysis to get rid of that one, I'll tell you. So you can understand that I speak of the oral trip with a certain amount of empathy. And now suddenly comes this new ruling sent down from above. All your actions will be consecrated. All your acts will be consecrated. I hear you. Come on in. Come on in. Click the thing so that we have the view, or else it doesn't count and you're not helping me. You're just lurking. Come on in. I can hear you. Okay? That's not the book. That's me talking. Yes. You cannot be so loud and creep about. Is it that early? Wow, that's great. But what about food? Now in the West, we have a thing. You see the Norman Rockwell cover, Thanksgiving Day. There's the turkey, and everybody has his eyes closed saying grace. The kid's hands is already on the turkey. Okay, let's say gracie quick. Well, in India, I was taught this thing to say to consecrate the food, and it was very funny. I'd been taught it. I'd been taught it, but I still had this old orality business. So I would say it, but I could not think it, and I could not stop long enough to experience it. At last, I had to confront myself and see where I wasn't. You've got to go at the rate you can go. You wake up at the rate you wake up. You're finished with your desires at the rate you finish with your desires. The disequilibrium comes into harmony at the rate it comes into harmony. You can't rip the skin off the snake. The snake must molt the skin. That's the rate it happens. You meet another person, and there are qualities in that personality which offend you, and there are qualities which attract you. Some qualities seduce you, some qualities repel you, some qualities sexually excite you, some qualities revolt you, some qualities interest you, some qualities fascinate you, some qualities bore you. It's only when you can see through all that veil, through all your own desires, beyond Sita, walking in the path, that you can see beyond all that to where the other being is. You will do that when you've gone inside to see where you are, beyond the things in which you attract you and seduce you and excite you and repel you. The journey across the great ocean of existence is a journey inward, ever in deeper and deeper. And the deeper you get and the more you meet. It's beautiful and I love you. The incense just went out. Maybe I should stop. Oh, the guru is a good page. Okay. Onions or flowers or whatever's going on. The guru! Who are you? It's hard to speak in words about the guru, to speak of the difference between an upaguru and a satguru. It's interesting that when I tell the story of my journey in India and tell of the guru, I always speak of his miracles, although from my point of view, they are not the essence of the matter at all, but they are that which is speakable of. It's a little like that Persian story where Nasruddin is looking for his house key under the street lamp. Okay. Okay. And others come to help him, and finally they ask him, "Where did you lose it?" And he answers, "In my house, but it's dark in there, and since it's light out, here, this is the best place to look." I find myself talking about things that are talkable about. What can I say? Very, very cute. Can I say with any meaning that when I'm with the guru, there's nobody home? Or that I love him so thoroughly that I would do anything he would ever ask of me, and the highest thing I could think of is being at his feet in the same moment. I don't care if I ever see him again in this life. Can I say that? Can I say there is absolutely nothing special about him? He's just a little old man with a blanket. Can I say he's right here now? Which are you ready to hear? And then, okay, wait. When I was around Maharaji, Maharaji, there was always a constant stream of devotees who had much reverence, Vishvas, but not too much faith, Shraddha. And they were always asking Maharaji for miracles or to get them a job, or they wanted to use his divinatory powers and tell them about the future. And then when he would ask me what it was I wanted, I couldn't think of anything. I just felt like he was inside of me. How do you ask your inner self for something you are already it? What is it that you could give to yourself? Give yourself presents? It's all wrong. At first I didn't trust it, so I'd have to come into his presence, and the minute I'd get there I'd feel yeah. And I'd look at him and my eyes would get all swimming with tears and I'd just laugh and I'd feel silly and I would be really silly. Silly. It's hard to get me speechless. I sold something that looked just like this the other day. There's blue goldstone. My teacher Hari Das Baba is essence. He is pure. He is just like a crystal. He is beautiful. He is exquisitely articulated. He taught me everything I was ready to learn. The guru taught me nothing in form. He never explained anything. He'd laugh at me and twirl my hair and hand me an orange and say things like, "You make many people laugh in America." And I'd say yes, and he'd say, "That's good. That doesn't teach you much. That's just hanging out." The teacher, on the other hand, was all spit and polish, all business. He's a pure Brahmin, and he has work to do, and he is going to teach me, and it was all no nonsense. He would be making me a rope to go around my waist with 7 strands, and he would be explaining each strand, and I honor him and I love him and wish to serve him. One of them is the world for me, and one of them is not. The relationship to the guru has nothing to do with the worldliness of the worldly. By guru, I don't mean a specific guru in my head. There is a universal guru, a level of consciousness, a frequency of a vibration, a connection to another plane. He was right there laughing and being here all the time. I spent all last winter and the year before at the temple just making love to Maharaji in every way, being opened wider, and was just so awed by the pure love of a being that there was no place for in paranoia. Yet everywhere I turned, there it was, and no place for it because I only saw the man in the flesh probably 8 times. It's amazing and all, but 2 times for not more than half an hour or maybe an hour at most of that was superfluous. I needed to see him in the flesh only because my faith was not pure enough. What awes me is that people who have been sharing this journey with me these past few years, who have, because of their purity, made direct contact with the guru in themselves through the purity of their love. Jesus said, "Because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are they that have not seen and yet have believed." The way bhakti works, you just love until you and the beloved become one. So this book is a little more about love than I expected. I think I will stop here. I have 10 minutes until the pre-roll goes off again, so I think I've read for about 50 minutes straight now. Doesn't feel like 50 minutes really went by, and I did stop to talk in between, and we take our time on each page, but I started reading at the last ad break, didn't I? Maybe it wasn't quite 50 minutes, but this just feels like a good time to stop, especially if no one's actually listening. A lot of people will be missing much of the book at that point. So it looks like we've finally gotten past the halfway mark. Or maybe we're at the halfway mark. No, a little past it. So this looks like a fun page, but it looks like a little complicated to read. And I think I'm hungry. Um, that was nice. So since I only have not even 10 full minutes left, I'm going to roll the ads now. I'm going to come back in chat mode and I'm going to just wrap it up for the night. And I'm going to go, I don't know what yet, but I'm going to do it. Okay, so I'll be back in 3. And would you look at the damn time as if it's not Bicycle Day on April 19th every year ever since 1943. And it's 4:19 in the morning. And then what comes after that? Forgot to get water on that break, which was one of the things I was going to do, and I did a whole bunch of other things. But that of course does mean that it's also about to be 420. So I just like love that. Because I love smoking weed. I love smoking weed in the way that it is medicine. Got me hooked on medicine. The world is full of firemen. So I will have to wait my turn. And I don't know what I'll find in the compost heap that is my mind. Cheers, right? Medicine. Got me hooked on medicine. I don't feel myself again. The world is full of vitamins. Don't know what I'll find in the compost heap that is my mind. Yeah, so cool, cool. Check this cover out. Pretty excited. I might actually work on this for a little while before I go to sleep. This did not glue down the best, but that's okay. This is the rough cut zine version of a book that is to come. Like it's gonna be cool. And I very much, I would like to take the opportunity to talk a little bit about Reddit Red in the event that someone is actually listening to this or watches the replay or whatever the case might end up being. But um, it's kind of amazing to like talk about stuff and then read it in the book. And like I said to start this stream and started this conversation was like how I was learning so much. It was 3-1-3-1-3 on the time. That I was learning so much from this book, okay, and reading along. But I've never read it before. So I don't there's no way for me to like predict what information is on which page, but it seems every single time I bring something up or talk about something, a conclusion I come to from what I've already read in this book, it ends up being the next page. It's happened almost every single time I have streamed reading this book. Something like the Universal Harmony or today, um, with the knowing, being connected to the guru inside. And I was talking about how, oh, I'm a shaman, but I can't really say that because it's not, I'm not indoctrinated that way, but that's by definition, what it is. And so I was also thinking about how my life, or speaking about my life being a bit isolating and lonely, not because I am antisocial. I'm very social. I love going out. I love, being around people. People don't love being around me. They just don't. I show people what they do not want to see in themselves. If you have to interact with me or you come across me, it's because you got something to learn. And I also am always here for more lessons. I'm always here to meet karmics, lovers, whoever. I came here in this life because I wanted to see everyone I have ever known in all of my other lifetimes. Okay. That's a lot. There's a lot of people. You live a lot of times. And even if you see the same people, it's 8 billion people on this. Like, I know, like, wow. That's why we're in the age of information. I think a lot of us did this. Wanted to come back and see each other. And that's the thing is when you can see anyone you want and everyone that you want at the same time. Who do you choose? Who do you choose? Well, that's the point. Being able to know and love every single person, your soul, your body, or whomever has ever loved, every version of you, because we're all one, right? And all I ever knew, only you. right? Looking from a window above, it's like a story of love. Can you hear me? Came back only yesterday, moving further away. Want you near me? All I needed was to love you gave. All I needed for another day. And all I ever knew. Only you. Cute. I listened to that song so many times today. This is gonna take a long time, and I wonder what's right. Can't take no more. Thinking that you'll understand. It's just a touch of your hand behind a closed door. All I needed was the love you gave. All I needed for another day. And all I ever knew. Only you. Sometimes when I think of her name, and it's only a game. I listened to it how many times in a row? Okay, so I don't know the last verse. Whatever. The same with my song. I fucking pretty much have the first two verses memorized. Don't have the last one memorized. It's fine. It's a lot. Okay? I'm like only one guy. And only one brain. One guy, one brain. Oh, one guy, one brain. Two boobs. Bunch of ass. Who did that? Ah, I did, apparently. You know, like God, whoever. Amazing. So, be here now. Be forever always. Or like a part two. Coming at ya real soon. Coming at ya real soon. Coming at ya real soon. Okay. Not that soon though. It's empty at this point. Don't even get me wrong. This is like I have one. I have some of the cover done. That's it. It's not real soon. This could take years for all we know. I mean, sometimes I work fast. Sometimes I work real fast to get to the halfway point and then stop completely. Call it burnout, baby. Who gives a fuck? Um, so it could take a while. And I do have like the one mock page that inspired the whole project. Did you catch that earlier in the beginning? Yeah. So I wrote this down and I actually was like, yo, this reminds me of Be Here. I literally was talking about this like maybe not even an hour ago. Embarrassing and bring it up again just to be like, well, just in case. So I was writing this down and I thought it reminded me of Be Here Now. And so I was inspired to make this because I have my criticisms on Be Here Now. So if I think I'm the shit, then I might as well just do it. I don't think I'm the shit. I actually think I'm the food. Okay. I think I'm the 6-course meal, right? You keep the shit. You be the shit. You can be you be the shit. That's fine. I'm gonna be the meal. Okay? Yeah. I want in. You get out. Boom, baby. Okay. Chill. Everybody sleep. It is so lovely to know you that just knowing you makes me love you. I love you today. I loved you yesterday. I love you tomorrow because it's you, it's you, it's you. That was it. It was simple. But I was like, oh, that reminds me of Be Here Now. And I didn't think Be Here Now was really about love. And then tonight, the pages, it turned into Kali representing divine feminine in the persons, and it became about two lovers and stuff. Where up until this point, had been about recognizing consciousness, the self, going in, family dynamics, parent, child. This was suddenly all about lovers tonight. After I had said that I wanted this to be like Be Here Now, but the book of love at the same time, I didn't realize Be Here Now is already that. So that's even better though, because that's kind of what makes me so genuine was because I ignored most of these things, like kind of my whole life. I didn't go towards what I, of course, I went towards what I was interested in. Yes, right. I did not. dwell too much, think too much on what I wanted to learn ever because I knew that I just wanted to be myself always. I just was like, I just want to be me. And that's why Sebastian Horsley, which we talked about that book earlier, was so inspiring because that dude didn't really do jack shit and he admitted it. He was like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of like unhinged and people love it though. Let me tell you, they love it. But it sucks. Here's the inside scoop. And I was like, yo, thank you for I missed that chat. Okay. We'll probably do a channel message for him. Leo season. Birthday is what was it? August 8th. Danny in the Underworld. It was Sebastian Horsley's birthday. I think it was August 8th, right? August 5th? Maybe died June 17th, 2010. I don't know. I remember the exact August 5th, I think, 1968 or something like that. I don't know. I just looked at it not that long ago. I should have it in there. That's why I got the death date. It stands out June 17th, 2010, August 8th. Because I looked it up and Jerry Garcia is the 9th. Yes, right? Something like that. Anyway, irrelevant. Um, that was very inspiring. It's too many conversations to be having for me wrapping it up and going to bed, huh? That is so funny, so silly. But all that talk about books, yeah. I went towards what I liked and what I was interested in and what I wanted to know rather than learning specifically about what I was trying to become. Okay. So as a kid, I wanted to be a painter, but I read novels about private investigators and spies and stuff. I don't know how that made any sense. It didn't. Okay, but now I'm a regular Veronica Mars and I do details up and down for my girlies, or anybody who needs some. Okay, so that's fine. I've always really been into dead stuff. Like I've always wanted to talk to dead people and think that I did, and that's why I was always really morbidly curious about what death was like. Um, because like I was obsessed with it as a kid, but I've never liked scary movies. I've never liked watching people die. I've never fucking wanted like to watch content about necromancers and stuff, right? Even though it's a lifelong obsession, death, it's just not something I consumed either. So I always go towards what I'm called to do or consume or what attracts me rather than what I'm supposed to do. So when I was in my heyday doing all the blah, 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 and being all blah, 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 and, and like that, of course I should have read this book already. Be here now. But had I, it would have shaped and influenced everything that I was at the time, probably, like it did for so many people, and it's supposed to for so many people. Yeah. And I couldn't really fathom had I done that. I don't think that I would have been given the opportunity to write the next part because it's a long term work of art. And people have attempted this before and they have had the right intentions and the right, gusto, but different outcomes for everyone. They gift me so much. It's amazing. So I do struggle with the material world more because that's the nature of the journey. And so always be warned. I would like to say that anybody embarking on a spiritual journey should be warned, feel warned, because it is hard. It could be a solution to many problems, but it is still difficult, especially because it's a solution to so many problems that once all of your problems are solved, you are suddenly faced with things that you didn't know were problems at all. Okay. Hold on then. Okay. Very cool. Yes. Really, really. Yeah. I'm excited to write this book. Whatever it will be, the Z in the book, the thing. Yes. Thank you for being inspiring. Every last one of you. On that note, I think I will sleep. I think I will go to dream. And I will be awake in the morning. I'll have a full day of oh my goodness. I kind of, oh my God. I stayed up so late considering I have so much going on tomorrow. Can't tell you about it yet because I got to do it and then I'll tell you about it. I'm so excited. So I probably will be streaming tomorrow evening, but we'll see how the things be coming. So, because I might just be so enthralled in the work, I might just say fuck it to streaming like I did the last couple nights I intended to stream. And I was like, uh, yo, drop my glasses, shaking ass. Yes, face so pretty that it gave you hot flashes. Which one? This one. I'ma call classic. Brown to blonde, yeah, bitch, I'm dramatic.